live on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, and I am learning to do all these things. So give me a hello if you are there. And we'll get started in just a moment. Hello if you are there. We're going to get started in just a moment. I see a couple of hellos in there. Hello, Miss Donna Nixon. Thank you for putting in your questions. It is a live Q&A, so put your questions in the chat box, and we're going to get them all answered. So give us a shout out, say hello if you're watching, and look at this. Oh, my name is Eye Contact Camera. I guess I should change that. All right. So go ahead, guys, and say hello for me. Let me know that you are live. Welcome, Joanne. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to all of you who are on TikTok. I like a separate little thing. But I want to cover all of your questions today. And I got to tell you a story. And actually, I was actually thinking about going live tomorrow so I can show you guys this thing that happened. I think it was yesterday or Monday. One of our wonderful clients, they sent me a thing they had come across on social media, some sort of advertisement that was like, hey, use this castor oil. It's like the greatest castor oil. If you put this castor oil on your belly within like 10 days, all your parasites are going to disappear and you're going to be as healthy as ever. I'm exaggerating here a little bit, but I was like, whoa, okay. So they were like, is this true? And you guys who are members of our practice at South Bay Wellness, you know that I love castor oil packs. Put castor oil if you use castor oil packs. If you've done that, because I've told you to do that, go ahead, put that into the comment section. But I'll tell you what happened was, so I click on this link. So first of all, I go and I look at the post. Who's the post? Just something you always want to ask yourself. You guys, I know you're all watching this, some sort of social media channel right now, but really be careful, like buyer beware. There is so much nonsense out there, right? There's so much AI, there's so much fake, there's so many different marketing techniques that are used in order to get people to buy things. And that's why a lot of people, they're like scrolling. And of course, if you've looked up something like parasites or digestive issues or something like that, the next thing you're going to find in your feed is all the advertisements for all of those different things. And so it's marketing, the advertising is set up that way, right? It's set up so that if you click on a link, that company or that business or that ad is now going to follow you in multiple different areas. So anyway, long story short, so actually tomorrow I'm going to see if I can get on here live tomorrow night if I have the time and actually show you guys, walk you through, share my screen because I looked at the person who posted this post about this castor oil, which really came across like a legitimate story. Like my wife, she had IBS all these years, and so on and so forth. And then I click. So you guys, you can learn more about somebody's profile, whether it's like a personal profile or a business profile. Now people are creating business profiles that look like personal profiles. So this post, this profile was created about I think it was like 2 to 4 weeks prior. I don't remember the exact. And and it was interesting. The profile was of a male doctor. Okay. And then if you clicked it, and you go to a business's page and you click the business's name, there'll be a pop-up that gives you information about the business. And if you scroll down in that pop-up in Facebook, right? You scroll down on a pop-up, you can look up what says transparency. And in the transparency feature, you can find out a little bit more about that business. Like, are they running ads? What ads are they running? Who are they? So this male doctor, just a couple of weeks prior, was actually a female doctor. So then I go and I click on this website, and it takes me to this castor oil packing website. and, touting again, repeating the benefits of castor oil pack. You click on the website, this beautiful article about castor oil pack, so you don't even know that you're kinda, like, being sold something yet. And then you get to the bottom of the page, of course, you can place your order. So I do that, and then literally I click out, I reply back to my client. I send her like, "Hey, go look at this, go look at this, go look at this." And, then I went to go check on one of our social media posts, and so I'm scrolling, and literally every other post was for this exact same supplement, exact same castor oil pack thing, except here's the funny part, except this company was really smart. Like, this is clickbait, you guys. This company was really smart because what they did is each of those advertised posts were actually from a different page. So they had multiple of these same things going from all these different pages. So that if you were legitimately just kind of scrolling and you weren't aware of this, it would actually look like everybody and their mother is talking about how amazing these castor oil packs are and what castor oil packs do. And I just got a kick. I was like, oh my gosh, like people have to be made aware of this because I will tell you that the supplement industry is like the wild, wild west. And with social media these days, there is plenty of, I'm going to call it clickbait, right? Everything's going to fix everything that you have. Like there's one special supplement that's going to give you, 10 years more life. There's another supplement that's going to heal your IBS. There's, something else that's going to do that. And I'll tell you guys, I've been in practice for nearly 20 years now. Okay, coming up on 20 years soon. I'm still 21 for the record. I'm still 21. But it doesn't work that way. It legitimately does not work that way. And those of you who are my clients, and several of you have already said hello, say hello, by the way, in the comment section. Give a shout out, say hello, let me know that you're here. I know Joanne was saying that she does the castor oil packs that we recommend to her. Again, you guys, castor oil packs are amazing. But I'll tell you, in my practice, I use kinesiologic testing. I have what we call inner eyes, as my mentor, Dr. Marshall, would say. With energy eyes, we can really determine whether something is actually helpful or harmful or basically doing nothing. And castor oil packs, like they're done. 10, 15 minutes, and those things are done. They've done their job. They've, drawn out toxins. They brought the body's attention to that specific area or organ, gland, and system. And now they're ready to move on. Right? So and I know the latest trend with these castor oil packs is, hey, buy this piece and then reuse this piece over and over and over again. And I will tell you just from testing that, you know, it is a detoxification process. So if you're putting something that's been detoxifying, you're putting that same thing on you over and over and over again, you are not getting the benefits that you actually think that you're getting. So by the way, if you're new to South Bay Wellness or to me, Dr. Z, then go ahead and you can just write castor oil into the comments section. I'll send you the document that we provide to our clients with the instructions so that you've actually got some real non-AI, non-advertising information, like what we actually use in our practice. So just drop castor oil in there, and I'll make sure that a member of our team reaches out to you and gets your information, and then we'll go ahead and send that to you. Okay. So, all right, I want to dive in and talk about stuff. I know I've got one question in here already from Donna, and I want to get to Donna's question as well. But you know, how do you know what supplements you actually need? And it's like, you know, not what TikTok says, or not what YouTube says, or not what Instagram or Facebook says. I mean, I'll tell you guys, there's so much pressure for me, this is coming from me personally, to get on social media, to promote stuff, to share stuff. And then you've got to like, in order to have your posts go viral or have them get the attention, like you've got to think of these clever little hooks and all of that stuff. It honestly, it drives me nuts. And by the way, whatever channel you're looking at this from, please like, please subscribe, please comment, because that helps me build up so that we can reach more of our audience. So I greatly appreciate wherever you're watching from that you go ahead and do that. Go to all of our social channels and like, share, comment. Every comment and like, it tells the algorithm that you actually like the content. So this social media thing is like a game. I'm like, I got to take care of clients all day. How do I have time to play this game? But full transparency, this is where a lot of people are getting their information from about their health. And it's a no wonder why people are so like absolutely positively confused because a lot of the information out there isn't always real information. It's kind of like what I just shared about the castor oil packs and leaving them on your belly the entire night. And oh my gosh, you're now going to have, parasites falling out of you. Yeah, not really, you guys. So, and I know, there's influencers all over. So sometimes when you're looking at social media posts, what you're looking at is somebody, they're called content creators. It's actually a job. They're taking a product and they're actually promoting a product because they're being paid by the company to promote the product. So you, as you're scrolling through, you're looking and you're saying, I wonder what would be, really great. You're captured by this person. But what you don't even realize is that person is not authentically sharing their experience. What they're authentically sharing is what they're being paid to share. So you've got to be really careful, especially when you're looking at different influencers and what they put out. And I know it's probably to my business detriment, but I am so careful about what we say and what we advocate for because I think the entire social media space is already a mess. How many of you like you see this, you see all this happening, right? Like confused in the comment section if you're like, oh my gosh, yes, this has been such a confusing thing that I've noticed happening. It's getting worse and worse, you guys. And with AI, it's hard to even know what's real and what's fake anymore. So you've got to be a really, really conscious consumer. But those of you who are watching, go ahead and put your supplement or your nutrition Q&A questions into the comment section, and that way I can be able to answer them. So first thing I want to say is this when it comes to supplements, okay? Most people, it's not that they have a supplement deficiency, right? It's your body needs more than just supplementation. You'll hear me say, my clients hear me say over and over again, we always have to have a food first approach. So we can't, supplement our way out of a poor diet. It doesn't work that way, right? Your body needs the nutrients. Now, the truth is, the nutrient value of our food today versus the nutrient value of our food even 50 years ago is enormously different. The nutrient density of our food is so incredibly low. And now we have this other piece here where our nutrient needs have expanded because we're running through our nutritional supply or we're running through what our body needs because of stress, right? Emotional stress, physical stress. Physical stress can come from, some women in our practice are overworking out, right? They're trying so hard to push through. We have a lot of, executive clients, and they're always trying hard to be the best and push through and do everything right. But also the toxins in our environment, from the food that we eat, to the water that we drink, to the air that we breathe, all of that over and over creates a need for the body. And so, yes, I absolutely implement in my practice because we really do need to fill the gap between what our body needs, right, and what's actually available to us. Okay, so I think there's also different categories, different ways I would categorize supplements, right? I think there's some supplements that most people in general, now everybody is different, okay? Everybody is different, but I will say have I have not met an adult over the age of 30 that has not what we use in our practice is HCl, it's betaine hydrochloride to support their digestion. Those of you who are like, I need to take that as well. You're actually getting heartburn because there's not enough acid in your GI system. Food like begins to rot. Now you've got that acid built up as a result of it. And so things like HCl, enzymes or vitamin D, because let's face it, we are not spending enough time outside with bare skin. We're not getting outside and looking and connecting with the earth and the sun and all of that. So there are some fundamental things that are kind of, across the board. And there are also, I would call, another category of supplements, the therapeutic ones, right? So that's like during times of stress where you've got like a lot going on, where you might need adrenal support or liver support or gut repair, or maybe you do have a, a B vitamin deficiency. Anybody listening that you have an MTHFR genetic mutation? Anybody know that you have an MTHFR genetic mutation? Go ahead and put MTHFR in the comment section. If you have no idea what MTHFR is, then also say, I have no idea what MTHFR is in the comments, and I will get you a document that we provide for our clients that will go into some details so you can take a look at that. Right? But essentially, it is the B vitamin conversion in the body work efficiently. And so people who have that deficiency, by the way, need that extra support, like the extra methylated B vitamins. In our practice, we use phytomethylated, a company called Premier Research Lab. And by the way, you guys, I will put in. Let me just go into the comment section here. So if you are searching in the wild, wild US and you're like, I don't know where to go, I don't know who to trust, then I do recommend Premier Research Labs, and you do need to work with a practitioner to use their supplements. So I'll put in the comments section, I will put a link. So there's a link to our practitioner account, and their retail pricing is 20% higher than their practitioner pricing. So you definitely want to be in that practitioner portal there. And then if you use the code Dr. Z15, so DRZ 15, it will give you an additional 15% off your supplements in addition to what that is. So Donna, I see you're like, I have no idea what MTHFR is. So Donna, I'll get back to this, maybe not tonight, because I do have some clients to still test this evening, but I will get back to you tomorrow and send you over that document. And anybody else who's like, I have no idea what MTHFR is, then go ahead and put that in, and I'll make sure that you get that document as well. I promised you a whole bunch of documents. Castor oil packs for those of you who wanted it, the MTHFR document. We have them. I'm happy to share them with you. I'd rather you get real information than fake or AI driven information that you're kind of doom scrolling on. So we talked about foundational, we talked about therapeutic, and then the third set of supplements is what I would call more acute based or problem supplementation, right? Like I had a client who messaged me today. She's away on vacation, and she's not sure she has an allergy or she has a sinus infection, and she's like, what can I use to support my body through this acute period of time? And so that targeted kind of supplementation, like used to fend off some sort of infection or virus or things like that, is what I would call more targeted. And those of you who are our clients, one of my favorite go-tos for any kind of infection is allicin, because the allicin is garlic. It really gives sinus infection, that kind of thing going on. It really knocks that thing right out. And then, of course, the nucleoimmune. Again, you guys, these are all from that link that I put in the chat box there. These are things that we use real in our practice. And some of you who are listening who are clients, give a heads up and be like, yes, it's real. Yes, we use these things. Yes, they're important. So we have the allicin, and the other one too is the nucleoimmune, because the nucleotides build blocks, right? They're building blocks that help your body heal and repair. So that's another really important one as well. All right, let's go through some of your questions around supplements and nutrition. So go ahead and put your questions in there. I am going to look in here to make sure that I am picking up everything from the different channels. Donna, I think yours was first, so I'm going to go with yours. So what supplement supports healthy lungs? I had a cold, 2 weeks, a dry cough that won't go away. Okay, So, number 1, Donna, right? Number 1, we always have to look at where is the body at systemically. So it's easy. We're in this world where we're like, "Oh, we take a pill for every pill, so maybe I don't know what's on so like Mucinex or something like that." My ignorance of standard drugstore stuff. Uh, but something like Mucinex, for example, we're like, "Okay, let's take that, and then it's gonna go away." But it's a lot deeper than that, right? Healing and supporting the body is deeper than that. We don't wanna think of supplements just as another pill, because then we're not using supplements to actually address the underlying root cause. We're not looking at where our diet is. We're just kinda still putting a Band-Aid. So the analogy that I like to use is, you know, imagine that your car's check engine light goes off, and you're like, "Okay, there's a problem here." You drive your car over to Bob's mechanic, and Bob says, "Hey, no problem. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna stick a Band-Aid right over that." And then what happens to your car eventually? Well, the underlying root cause hasn't been corrected, okay? And so if we're not correcting the underlying root cause, really what we're doing is putting a Band-Aid. And Band-Aid after Band-Aid after Band-Aid after Band-Aid, well, your body actually begins to break down. And when your body gets to the point that so many different things have broken down, now your body, it doesn't have what it needs to repair. Now, Dana, I digress a little bit because yes, the truth is, right, it's like sometimes we just get run down, you know, and when the environment of your body isn't strong, then we tend to be more susceptible to stuff. So if I've worked really, really late one night and only got a few hours sleep, and then the next day I'm out and about and I touch a doorknob handle, it's got, whatever on it, and then I touch my face, well, because my body's run down, I might be more likely to catch something, okay? And same thing, if I had a candy bar, well, that candy bar is gonna suppress my immune system for at least 20 hours. So now if it's within that 20-hour period, my immune system doesn't have what it needs to actually fight it off because the environment makes a real difference. Joanne, you can't hear me? Just give me an okay. It might be that I'm moving my hands too much, Joanne. Just clarify for me. So okay, so going back though, Donna, so we wanna start with the basic foundational stuff. If this thing is something that you've had for a really long time, are you addressing the basic fundamentals, right? Are you regulating your blood sugar, or is your blood sugar kinda all over the place? Have you pulled sugar out? Sugar will immediately weaken your immune system and make it very difficult for your body to heal. Are you getting in enough phytonutrients? Like, are you eating your vegetables? Essentially, that's key and critical, you guys. Like I said, can't supplement your way out of a poor diet. It just does not. It doesn't work that way. So that's important. Uh, the audio is coming in and out muffled. Why is don't know why that is. Hold on. Gonna move this up a little bit. Is this better? Donna and Joanne, is this better? Is it still muffled or is it pretty clear right now? Just give me a heads up, ladies, please. Pull the microphone off of me and hold it. And by the way, you guys are all like, "What is that thing on her microphone?" This, you guys, so, yes, it's better. Jackie, it's better? Is that what the yes is for? So this, by the way, is a protective, uh, from the battery and the EMFs that are coming off the device. So we do use these on our devices. We have different discs that go on our phones, and these all protect us. If you're like, "Hey, tell me what that is. I wanna know more," or "I need a Q disc for my phone so I'm not exposing myself to EMF," put it in the chat, and I'll find you later, and we'll get it all squared away. Um, so Donna, going back to what I was saying, so we have to address the fundamentals of where your diet is and what it is specifically that your body needs. Now, we can start to address some of the more specific stuff, like, for example, you said, still a dry cough, it won't go away. What do I need to support my lungs? So, I will say castor oil packs on the lungs, I do love those since we were talking castor oil packs. But a couple of other things. So, I would say N-acetylcysteine has been really it's actually been one of the supplements that I have or I suggest or when, for those of you who don't know me and the work that I do when I work with my clients, I use kinesiologic testing so I can pinpoint exactly what their bodies needs so that we're not guessing in terms of like, "Hey, what supplements might this person actually benefit for?" No, we're finding out exactly what it is that is needed. Huh, someone said it's still choppy. I don't know why it's choppy. Um, hmm, let me hold on a second. Okay. I don't know, what it is. It should be coming through pretty crystal clear, unless, of course, the Wi-Fi is not at its best, and then that could certainly make the sound choppy. Is it any better? Donna R347. There's a lot of Donnas. I saw Donna Nixon, I see a Donna R, and I saw another Donna in here before. I have to scroll up. Donna Sabatino. It is like Donna sitting here today. So that's awesome. All right. Well, I'll just do the best I can here. If it gets really bad, please let me know. I promise this isn't a hack to make YouTube think that this is so popular that everyone's commenting copy. So, all right, you guys. So, the N-acetylcysteine is really important. It supports not only like things like liver detoxification and the mucous membrane, but I will say that it is. I would say, you know what? I'm going to move the TikTok over here. Let's see if that makes a difference. Let me know, you guys. So the N-acetylcysteine is something that we have used a lot since the 2020, 2021, when we had that virus that ran rampant. And especially, unfortunately, those who did receive the shot, we're finding that their need for N-acetylcysteine has been really high. Why that is, I can't tell you exactly or specifically, but it certainly is cause for concern. So a couple things that I would do, Donna, if I were you. And again, you guys, none of this is medical advice. You should always consult your licensed practitioner to make sure that what you're doing actually supports your specific body, right? But number one, clean up the diet, get rid of the sugar, get your vegetables, really primo importante, right? And then you can use things like the N-acetylcysteine, the NAC, right? So the Premier Research Labs one, Donna, is called just NAC. Um, and of course, some of the other ones that can be important specifically for the lung area would be the Numaven. So the Numaven is another one that you can use as well. Okay. Does it sound better now? Type in for me. Is it better now? Just curious to see if it's still having issues or not. Okay. What else? Tell me what other questions you have for about another 10 or 15 minutes or so here, but I do want to hear your questions. I will tell you that there are some fundamentals, some absolute necessities. Okay, if you are a human being, some absolute necessities. Number one, like I don't leave my house, I don't eat without the HCl, which I mentioned before. So that would be HCl, the HCl activator, and the digestive enzymes. Those are really key and critical. Now, there is a caveat to that. So if you have an issue, anesthesia, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Huh. It's kinda has me in the software twice, so I wonder if that's part of the I wonder if that will work. Let's see if that is Okay, we'll try. We'll try that. But you can always put your questions in and I'll make sure that they get answered as well. So, if you have a history of an ulcer or if you've had some sort of physical scar, injury, trauma somewhere on that cell line of your body, you may actually need to start with a product called Gastroven, and gastro, think stomach, so stomach support is really what that is, the Gastroven. And the other thing, of course, is digestive enzymes. So digest is key and critical for your support. Now, minerals are crucial. When I have clients and they're like, "All right, Dr. Z, I I have a very specific budget that I need to stay within for my supplements," then the key things are your digestive support and your minerals. These are really important. A lot of times I will recommend, depending on the state of one's kidneys, I'll recommend the calcium magnesium powder, and that gets mixed with an aloe. And, unfortunately, Premier Research Labs is out of aloe at the moment, but I have come across, and you'll love this because I love food-based stuff. There is a company, I think it's called Lakewood, that makes Interleaf aloe juice or Interleaf aloe gel, and you would combine that with your calcium magnesium powder. That way, that's shuttled right into the bone, supports your bone mineralization, supports your body's pH because there is nothing more fundamental than the pH of your body to determine, the outcomes in your health, right, or of your health. In fact, one of the things that we often recommend is once our clients are in a better spot, right? We've cleared infections, their diets are cleaned up, their whatever acute things they were dealing with have subsided. We will start to have them monitor their first morning urine pH because we're really looking for, and it's easy, you get a strip of paper. If you use the Pure Labs thing and the Dr. Z15 code, you can look up pH paper and they have it there. And what you do is you just take a little piece of that pH paper and you put it into your first morning urine stream and you read. It's like a litmus test. You read where your pH measure is at. And you really want to aim to have your pH around that 6.4 to 7.0 range. That is going to be the optimal place. Okay. Now, if you wake up during the middle of the night and you're constantly going to the bathroom, that could be two things, right? It could be the need for kidney support, or we Renaven for that, Renaven, or ultrapollen, which actually is bioflavonoids, which does support that urinary tract as well. So those may help you sleep through the night without getting up to urinate. But if you get up during the night to urinate, that doesn't always count as your first morning urine. So you may find that your health is not in the best state, but oh, look at that, my pH is a 6.8. It's probably not. It's probably because you got up during the middle of the night to urinate. So we're not getting a very accurate measure. So you want that first morning urine to be a very accurate measure. Okay, other questions for today. Other questions for today. I know allergy season is headed this way, and yes, absolutely. If you don't have issues with blood sugar regulation, unfortunately, a lot of our clients, they're perimenopausal, menopausal, postmenopausal women, that whole blood sugar thing is an issue. So this is not necessarily the best thing for them. But that local honey is a great thing to get started on now. A little bit of that local honey on a daily basis. I do love from Premier Research Labs the Aller Caps, which is ALLERCAPS. So the Aller Caps are another one that we use. But a key, you guys, for allergies and allergic responses is always going to be your liver health. So you want to make sure that your liver is happy. That means that you have to take care of it. So number one, get all them seed oils out of your diet. Okay. So any kind of sunflower seed, canola oil, safflower oil, all of that, just it's poison, right? There's not another word for it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you, no pun intended. It's poison. Take it out of your diet. Your body doesn't need it. It's harmful for your body. Okay. And then, of course, even starting your day with that fresh squeezed lemon water, important. Again, you guys, these are all simple and easy things that you can do. And I will say, Many of our clients take the gallbladder ND or the liver ND on a daily basis because that is your gallbladder and your liver support. Those guys, you guys, they play in the sandbox together. So the liver and the gallbladder work hand in hand. Okay. So the gallbladder ND is the one that I often will start with. It'll be the first thing when I'm testing a client that I go to reach for to test at those points. Um, and then the castor oil packs on the liver are also really important. But you want to take a look. So if you are suffering from severe allergies, we do need to take a look at that liver health. Okay. All right, guys. I think I've covered a lot tonight. If you've got any other questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat box. If you're wanting me to show you the thing I was talking about at the beginning of tonight's thing about the castor oil pack ads, like you're like, where is that? I want to see that. Let me know. I'll see if I can go live tomorrow evening and actually show you and walk you through. I gotta figure out how to screen share here, but I think I can do that. I should be able to screen share and show you from my screen exactly what that is and what that looks like. Otherwise, I'll just make a post for you guys. So, Joanne, can you send the link for the aloe? I can, Joanne. I will go ahead and put it into the comments section. So, if anybody else wants that here, it'll be in the link on the YouTube channel, which is where you're asking me that question. So perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, think about your questions. I have been asked by the community to do this more often, so I will, but you've got to bring your questions in as well. So we'll probably do this again maybe in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So stay tuned. If you are not on our mailing list or you don't get our notifications, then be sure to subscribe because I know that YouTube will send you the notification before we go live or when we schedule lives. You can also make sure that you're on our mailing list as well. So if you write mailing list in the comment section on whatever place you're looking for, a member of our team will reach out to you and we'll make sure that you are kept in the loop. And we do have our Dr. D's longevity brief, which is our newsletter that goes out that will also give you advance notice of when we're going live and what we're doing. And don't forget, you guys, every Thursday we release a new episode of our podcast. And tomorrow's is one of my favorite. Tomorrow's we are talking about the functional freeze. So for those of you who are high performers, who find yourself, you work really hard, you do what you need to do at work, and then you get home and like you can't get off the couch. That podcast episode is for you. So definitely check out the podcast. Those drop at 9 a.m. every Thursday morning. So, okay, everyone, be sure that you have clicked subscribe to our YouTube channel or like if you're watching us on Facebook or Instagram. And we will see you sometime soon. If you have questions, drop them in. If you're watching this replay, drop them in. We'll get alerted. We'll see them and we'll make sure you get taken care of. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Bye. Good night, everyone. You're welcome.